Hey there, Libra. It's Jen here. I'm doing your reading for January. Thank you so much for joining me. Did a little bit of channeling, and then we'll look at the cards. So when I just write in this little notebook, so I just title it Libra January 2022, but I almost wrote January 2012. So looking back to 2012, what was going on then, that may inform uh, something that's happening right now, whether things that started back then are going to resurface or come to fruition or conclusion, or um, something about that time frame may be significant for you. So looking back, I'm not sure if there's some sort of astrological event that's going on or something that would be culminating now. So you have this Knight of Swords, this air sign at the bottom of the deck for you. So for your channeling, I got that I just saw sort of a shadow. So there's a darkness hidden away that needs to be freed and cleansed. So if you Google white light meditation or spiritual cleansing, things like that on YouTube, you can find all sorts of ones. So I would suggest, we declutter our spaces. Well, some of us do. Um, we keep physical things neat. We may even do a uh, cleanse with our diet, for example. But people don't necessarily think of, in addition to just cleaning your place, in intentionally spiritually cleansing it. You can do this simply by opening cabinet doors and just sort of fanning the door just to get the energy circulating. Make sure you crack a window when you do this. There's a place for this stuck energy to go. And just go around and just sort of open up drawers you haven't opened up. And if you like sage, you can use sage or an incense, but you just get the air circulating. Open up a closet. It doesn't have to take long at all, and definitely open up your shades and make sure you get as much light into places as well. And we can do this. This came up for Sagittarius as well. Also your office, your computer, just run a sage stick around your computer or something, your car, and even just setting the intention of cleansing and kind of opening the windows while you drive for 30 seconds or something can help. But also decluttering our mind and ourselves as well. So doing a spiritual cleansing, again, ourselves. And there are meditations out there on YouTube that you can find. So with the moons this month, we have two opportunities to begin something new this month. There's on January 2nd, new moon in Capricorn, and then on January 31st is a new moon in Aquarius. On January 17th is our full moon in the sign of Cancer. So, that January 31st Aquarian moon is a fellow air sign to you guys. But Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. Capricorn's like, what do you need to do? Let's get it going. And Aquarius is reassessing it. So you have you launch it on January 2nd, for example, and then on the 31st, you have a chance to assess it and evaluate it and reevaluate it. I wonder when Mercury goes retrograde, because I'm getting a retrograde feeling, but that can be very positive if you can use it in the right way. What else do I have here? I saw an elephant. So you may like elephants, or it could happen, I don't know. It could have to do with Asia or Africa where elephants are found or something like that. And then I heard eyes are the window to the soul. Something about looking into someone's eyes or someone not looking you in the eye is going to inform something for you. this month. Maybe if someone's being honest or something, you'll be able to tell, or you'll connect with someone when you look them in the eyes. You may be like, this is a soulmate. There's some recognition here. Then I got, you'll no longer be able to overlook someone's behavior. So if you've been codependent or trying to be diplomatic, and something will need to be discussed or addressed. Then for some of you, I see you snuggling with a pet. You may get a new pet, or some of you may be thinking, all I really need is my pet. So maybe you've just had enough people around you over the holidays, and you're like, I just need to recharge and I need some alone time. So honor that. Honor that need. Wow, this gorgeous strength card right in the middle. You are strong enough. This is vulnerability, though. This is having that conversation and letting someone know that their behavior really hurts you or is really affecting you. Putting yourself out there in love. Putting yourself out there in whatever you want for your life, and being vulnerable and letting people know. Showing how authentic you are. It's amazing how people how we judge other people's lifestyle choices and stuff, where it's like, why does it even matter? It's just, I guess, the human condition that we do that. But knowing how hard it is for you to be authentic and honoring that in other people and seeing that as an amazing superpower and inner strength, because strength has nothing to do with how much you can bench press or how much you can grin and bear something. This is asking for help, things like that. That's true strength. The Tower, bam. And the Tower shows us things were not sustainable. If you were not living authentically, the Tower's eventually going to come along, and things are going to crumble because it was built on bullshit. It was false. It wasn't true. It shows you what isn't sustainable, what wasn't sustainable. And the Tower really in the long run is usually, it's a breakthrough, and you needed to get there, because otherwise you were just in a holding pattern where, whether you realized it or not, were things you kind of weren't living. You weren't really moving forward with things. You were stuck. It's like being stuck and thinking, oh, I'll do this when such and such happens, and realizing a whole bunch of time has passed and you're still stuck in this same pattern. Yeah, there's this stuck energy. Justice was in focus in the past, and that is truth, balance, karma. Could be some legal settlements. You could have some contracts signed, paperwork, but fairness, the truth coming out. That's what it is. The truth coming out. Was it the truth shall set you free? That's what I just heard. But the truth coming out, I think that's where the Tower moment is coming. So that's kind of more in the present. Oh, gorgeous Knight of Wands. This is what you want most. This is energy, passion, motivation, enthusiasm, excitement. Yeah, you want like your mojo back, basically. And to get your mojo back in whatever area it may be, you feel like you lost it, it may take a Tower moment. It may feel like you're sort of blowing things up, but it's kind of like sometimes maybe if you're fixing something up, if you're updating a house or something, you may need to tear something out first, but in the long run, it'll be better, and it'll make the house more sound and things like that. So there sometimes is a little bit of deconstructing required before it can be rebuilt in a better way. This could be restructuring, reorganizing at a business, and maybe some people are getting canned. Or laid off. Probably more like a fired though. That's only for a very few. Sometimes, you hate your job, people can get fired from a job and it's the best thing in the long run, even though in the moment it's like panicky. In the long run, it's like, oh, now I'm not tied to that job that just was sucking the life out of me. What's coming up in the future? Wow. King of Swords, here you guys are. Mature, intelligent, funny, good communicator. Someone who looks at the facts, someone working with facts and data, numbers. So the King of Swords is not, cold, but they they lead with their head, not their heart or, their passion or their emotions like the other signs. They need to think about things. This is quite the line here. You have really powerful cards and lots of people. Lots of people. Coming up is the Empress. This is nice. So this more feminine energy is kind of going to balance out some of this more aggressive nature. I mean, these are two fast knights, this Knight of Wands and this Knight of Swords. So this is a change in thinking. This is a change in, motivation or energy. And it's a lot of thinking and a lot of taking action. And the Empress is organic. She's not, the King of Swords is going to make a plan, is going to have it all written out and follow it. And the Empress energy says things can be just as fruitful, if not more fruitful, if we also allow for some things to evolve organically. Maybe because in the long run, maybe a little deviation from the plan here and there will make things even better. So she believes more in allowing things to evolve. So not being so strict on things going one way, that you kind of limit things without even realizing it. Here's the Wish card. Sag had this too. The Wish card. We have little wishes coming through every day. Like we're running late and we need to stop and run an errand, and we're like, oh, please let there be a parking space. Please let me get through this light without it turning red. Please let there not be a lot. Please don't. Hope I don't get stuck behind this school bus, stuff like that. And then we just forget about it. So making sure we're counting and recognizing all those places that our wishes do come true, but also setting intentions and manifesting and dreaming and making our dreams come true. Isn't that Laverne and Shirley? Okay, I'm really dating myself there. One thing with dreams, again, to be organic about it, maybe the dream doesn't come exactly the way we had wished for, but it doesn't mean that sometimes it can be even better. And so when we manifest, making sure we say, I want this salary or more. Like, so we don't want to limit ourselves. Like, oh, if I could just win $5 million, well, or more, because maybe the universe wanted to give you 30 million. The Hierophant. So this can have to do with marriage, with traditions, with structures. It can also have to do with spirituality, um, which could be, this could be organized religion, or it could be tarot cards. It's kind of whatever you want, but there you can see how that sets up, right or wrong or whatever, that pull between organized religion as being the tradition and the norm, and something like tarot cards being, you know, alternative. Okay. So that's going to have something to do with what you are wishing for. There's an alternative. There's an alternative. And it's maybe not binary, right? Maybe it's not either traditional or but something totally different or new, or something you haven't thought about. Like Aquarius is that way. They're not going to be confined to this or that. They're going to say, well, what about these 7 other choices that the average person, just their brain gets stuck in certain ways, but like the Aquarius energy is like that out of the box thinking. And well, why couldn't it be any of the, it's like, oh, and these are the people that develop new products and things like that just change the world, because they don't think, well, we have horses, we use horses. They develop an engine, um, and probably are considered I don't know what the right word is, but they may not be supported in their time because they're ahead of their time. But again, they push us forward. They push us to grow, um, that really benefit us in the long run, right? That could be the Tower too, forcing us out of our comfort zone. Yeah, there's this push and pull between tradition and having the strength to do what you really want to do. So, for example, I mean, some people can really, just as an example, marriage, like, well, you don't get divorced. Well, I mean, who even made up marriage in the first place? It's not like you don't have to get married to be able to survive in this world. Like, it's not a necessity, it's a social thing. Um, that was probably created for some patriarchal, monetary reason. Um, Alternative approaches to things, to doing things. There's going to be a real shift in your brain. Because the Knight of Swords is about a shift in perspective, a shift in how you see things. And then the Prince of Wands, it's like once you get your head wrapped around something, you're just like, yeah, let's go for it. The Tower sort of breaks apart whatever block was in your brain and allows you to move forward into these beautiful cards up here. So you have some significance. So you have justice, you have truth, balance, strength, the Tower, the Empress, and the High Priest. So a lot of really powerful cards. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it there, Libra. I hope you have a wonderful January. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Take care. Bye.